Hello students, this is Dr. Vidya Patil. I am the English teacher for the first SEM English language course. In the previous video, we have discussed about letter writing. We have seen how letter writing is an important part of the written communication and how students need to learn the art of letter writing. We have also seen that there are two main types of letters, that is formal and informal. In today's video, we will try to discuss about the informal letter and learn how to write an informal letter in the right manner. Informal letters are personal letters. That is, these are letters which we write to our friends and family. Generally, informal letters are also said to be written conversations. That is, we are conversing with our friends or family in an informal manner and through the written word. Also, in an informal letter, we need not follow any particular set of rules or any formalities, since we are writing to people who are very close to us and with whom we can afford to be informal. Since we are writing to our friends and family members, we can afford to have a very casual tone in the letter. Also, we can use a casual or an informal language style when we are writing an informal letter. Many times, informal letters can also be emotionally surcharged, and it is not necessary to control our feelings when we are expressing in an informal letter. We usually begin the letter by writing the address of the sender. So, if I am writing the letter, then I will begin by writing my own address. This will be on the left hand corner and right at the beginning. The address should always be accurate and complete. Though we are writing to our friends and family members who may be knowing our address, it is always preferable if you can write the entire and complete address in the letter so that it is easy for them to immediately reply to you. Also, if you are living in another country, it is advisable that you mention the name of your country in the address. Just below the address, you need to write the date. Even in an informal letter, it is always advisable to write the date. This is because the reader will be able to relate better to the time and context in which you are writing. So, whenever you are writing an informal letter also, please don't forget to mention the date just below your own address. After writing the address and the date, next you need to greet the person whom you are writing to. Since we are writing to people who we know very well, we can be quite informal in our greetings. So, you can generally begin with dear and mention either the relationship which you have with the other person or the name of the other person. Generally, if they are elder to you, we refer to them as dear mother, father, grandfather in this manner. And if they are of the same age, you can even call them by their name and greet them as follows: Dear Priya, Dear Rama, etc. So, whenever you are greeting the other person, you can be quite informal when you are writing to somebody whom you know very well. The introductory paragraph sets the tone for the entire letter. The most common way of beginning an informal letter is by asking about the well-being of the recipient. You can also begin by stating that you hope that the recipient is in good health and great spirits. Generally, the opening of informal letters should be quite casual and comforting. So you need to put the reader quite at ease right at the beginning of the letter. It need not be formal and direct as we write in a formal letter. We next come to the main part of the letter, that is the body of the letter. The letter overall should have a friendly tone since we are writing to people who are very close to us. Also, we need to adjust the language depending on the person we are writing to. That is, we need to slightly change our language when we are writing to those who are elder to us, and we can have a much more casual approach when we are writing to those who are of our own age. So, when we are writing to a friend, we can appear to be very casual and we can use slangs and other kind of expressions in the writing. When we are writing to elderly people, it is necessary that we should show extreme respect and be very considerate and careful in the choice of words which we use. One way to determine what kind of language should be used is to imagine how you would talk to the person you are going to write to, and then use the same kind of language and tone when you are writing. In the concluding paragraph of the letter, you can summarize the entire contents of the letter and very briefly state again the main reason for writing. Also, you can end by having a meaningful and an affectionate goodbye to the person you are writing to. Generally, we can end by inviting the person to reply as soon as possible or by assuring that you will be writing to him quite soon. This shows that you are intent on keeping this relationship going and that you want to keep this conversation going. The last part of the letter is the signature. Since this is an informal letter, there is no one particular way in which you can sign off. So there are quite a few choices and you can select any one which you feel is apt for the occasion. Some of the most commonly used phrases for signing off in an informal letter are lots of love, with thanks, best wishes, kind regards, see you soon. So you have a wide range from which you can select and use the most appropriate one for the context in which you have writing the letter. Also, just sign your name below this greeting and that will be enough to end the informal letter. You can now see on your screens the format of an informal letter. In this format, the address and the date has been written on the right-hand corner, but you can also write it on the left-hand corner. You next have the greetings, which is followed by the main body of the letter. The main body can generally be divided into three parts: the first introductory paragraph, the middle portion, and then the concluding paragraph. Finally, at the end, you have a salutation or a greeting, and then you end it with your own signature. So you can see that the format of an informal letter is quite simple and very easy to follow. Since you are not following any fixed set of rules, it is quite an easy task to write an informal letter. In today's video, we have discussed about what is an informal letter and how to write an informal letter. Since it is an informal letter which you are writing to your friends and family members, there are no set of rules which you actually need to follow. Also, you can afford to be quite casual in the tone and language which you use. As I have already told you, if you are in any doubt about what kind of language needs to be used, you can always just try to imagine having a conversation with the person you're going to write to, and then imitate or follow the same kind of language and tone in your writing. I think you must now have got a good idea about how to write an informal letter. I hope you liked this video. Thank you.